My name is Janet, aka PerkiPerkins, and on my channel I love doing beauty, skincare, try-ons, reviews, tutorials, and I also love throwing in some fashion try-ons and hauls. And today it's no exception. As you guys read from my title, I'll be doing a review on the brand new launch from Rare Beauty. They've recently added bronzer sticks along with setting powders and new colors of their liquid blushes. So if you're interested in seeing my thoughts and opinions, especially being that I'm over 35, nearly 40, and I have combination skin, make sure you guys keep on watching. All right, you guys, so I did quickly open this actually on my Instagram just to do a quick unboxing, but I didn't actually take them out of the packages. Let's look at this cute little box. I chose to order through Rare Beauty instead of Sephora because I figured I kind of wanted to see the experience and what's the difference. Literally by Monday morning, so by the 27th, I've already had tracking and the package arrived by Thursday. It was a little too late already for me to film, but it was really fast service and I really do like how they did their little packaging, their little Rare Beauty tissue paper. I also thought it was super cute how they come in their own little canvas Santa sacks. It's a really nice material, and of course with the Rare Beauty colors. I really do love the Rare Beauty foundation and concealer. They're so beautiful, very breathable, and I'm 190W. So I wanted to get something to help a little, to help brighten the inner corners and stuff, but not too crazy. So I decided to go to 130N. But that's not part of my review today, you guys. But the newly launched products are these guys. So the one item I do wish I had been able to pick up was the blush brush. It was a really good price point in my opinion. I mean, it was a decent price point. It's about 22 bucks, and I really liked how it was shaped, and I thought, for my opinion, it would be a great blush brush and also probably like for concealing, but it was sold out. But it is available at Sephora, so I'm gonna try to pick it up here shortly. Rare Beauty expanded their blushes, and the shade I picked up was Encourage. This is their soft pitch dewy blush, liquid blush, and again I got shade Encourage. And oddly enough, all the current Rare Beauty blushes, the liquid ones I own, they're all the travel size or the minis, because I bought like 2 different sets for different colors. So I have like 4 or 5 of them, and I really do love them. They're beautiful. They're very pigmented in my opinion. This is my first full size, though I do have the cream one, and I really do enjoy it, but I want to get more. So there's a little doe foot applicator. Let me do a little swatchy swatch for you guys. So as you can see, this has a very mauvey pink shade, but it has that little bit of a brownish undertone, which I love. This tone is typically one of my favorites when it comes to lipsticks actually. And also, as a FYI, if you guys are interested in any of the products that I'm either featuring, like the Rare Beauty products, I will have them linked down in the description. And if you're interested in knowing the products that I'm using today on my face, I will have those linked down below as well. All the links will be down below. Most of them will be affiliated, just so you know, but if you guys do choose to use my links, I would be really grateful, as I do make a small commission from that, but it really does help me out, to buy products to expand my content and hopefully film more here in the coming months, in the coming weeks, I'm sorry. Stick. This is the bronzer stick. It's called Warm Wishes Effortless Bronzer Stick, and I picked up Happy Soul. And I forgot to mention the Rare Beauty full-size blushes are $20. So here is the Rare Beauty bronzer. And this is available in 5 shades, you guys. A light brown with cool undertones, which personally I typically for bronzers, I typically like warmer tones, but without so much red, or more of a neutral tone. Here's the swatch of the Rare Beauty bronzer stick. It felt very creamy. It looks really rich in here. Now the shade looks, we'll try to make this work, Again, normally I like it a little bit more rich, like a little bit more brown, but I'm sure I can make this work. The component feels kind of lightweight, but it feels sturdy. And I would like to mention, it has like a little lock-in, so you don't have like a wiggly cap. That's like one of my pet peeves, like when I have lipsticks and stuff like that and they don't lock into place, or they don't have a magnet, and then I end up with something like, you know, then I end up with lipstick or something all over the place if it falls. I also picked up the Always an Optimist Soft Radiance Setting Powder, which this retails for $22. Now that's actually a pretty good price point when you think about it. So personally, when I look for powders, I want something that's not going to be too heavy on my skin, that's not going to be showing all these fine lines and wrinkles. I'm about to turn 37 years old, you guys, next month. And you know, I have combo skin right now. I'm combo dry. In the summer I'm combo oily, so I'm always kind of straddling, you know what I mean? But I figured, you know, for $22, this is not a bad price point to try it out, because normally I probably would have not picked this up if it would have been more expensive. But I picked up Shade Light, which it says it's a soft pink powder for a fair to light complexion. So again, the standard Rare Beauty packaging. I saw this too. I'm like, this is adorable. I love when brands do something to cover the stiffer, whatever it's called. And this one's just so cute how they have the Rare Beauty logo, and it just, you can move it side to side to you know, open and close. So I'm gonna pour some out, see if we could notice the pink. So it's a natural finish, light coverage, and actually this one states to be recommended for those with oily, combo, or normal skin. So it's not necessarily meant for dry skin. That's not recommended. Even though it says radiant, there might be like something pearlescent or something like that. But good to know. Now I'm kind of just trying to see how it definitely feels very soft and silky. So I just kind of wanted to feel my fingers in it, and it definitely feels nice and soft. So I do like that. So I'm going to put my headband on and I'll be right back, you guys, so we can start doing our bronzing. Alright, you guys, so I'm back. Now I did refresh my face with the Benefit Cosmetics Professional Super Setter, since it's been at this point like 2-3 hours since I did my base makeup. I wanted to make sure everything was a little bit more wet versus dried down and almost settled, even though I didn't use no setting powders. I'm going to do my right side with my brush and the left side with the sponge. So let's start with the right. And I don't typically go in heavy-handed on my forehead. Since I have a short forehead, I actually kind of regret doing it that much. So I tried to be strategic on my application. It is very smooth and creamy, but I will say I definitely went over the top when it comes on the brush side, especially since the brush does keep more of the product. So my go-to brush. Sorry, there's a bunch of ambulances driving by because I live close to a freeway. But anyways, so typically my go-to brush is the for cream bronzers or contours. It's the Luxie Beauty small contour brush. It's a super small one, but it does a great job. Ooh, I'm not even putting much effort. It's barely the bristles at the tip, and it's blending into my hairline. I did notice it started all well until it got to the contours of my face. That's when I realized I applied way too much of the product. I should have gone in with possibly half this amount and then added where needed, because this became a lot more difficult to blend out, and typically I like doing a patting motion, not swiping. So let me grab my little trusty sponge here and start patting these guys. So less is more, you guys. Typically when you use a brush will help keep more of the product onto your face, and you'll, I guess in a way, waste less product. So, you know, but let's say you wanted a softer, more sheer finish. If you use a sponge, it definitely helps do that, or it helps correct and remove excess product, which is in my case what I'm needing to do right now.
Sponge, I'm using it to make sure it absorbs the excess product, so it gives me a smoother finish, hopefully.
Let me know what you think so far with the right side, which primarily was a brush. Again, I could have definitely gone in with less product and I feel like it would have been much better. It probably would have blended out much more smoother without the assist of the sponge. Now let's move on to the sponge side. And again, this time I'm going to do a little less.
Just so you guys are aware, this is considered a light coverage, natural finish, a long wearing stick formula, which I think that's actually really nice. It does actually blend out very effortlessly, and I would say, again, as you can see, using the sponge and less product, I was able to create a more precise, detailed finish on my skin.
Brush side. Starters, when it comes to the product looks really beautiful. Again, it applied very effortlessly and less is more. So you don't have to go in heavy-handed. I will even go on to say that it's good even for those that are beginners in makeup. Like, my skin doesn't feel really tacky or anything. Like, down here is already drying. Over here I went again more heavy-handed, so it's a little bit more tacky, but my left side where it went in more lightly, it's no longer tacky. I can't feel it anymore. It's not even coming off my hands. Now I'm going to demo the brand new the liquid blush. These guys are ultra pigmented. You do not need that much. I definitely will say I learned that the hard way. So the way I typically recommend it is put it in the back of your hand, or if you have like one of those little plates, you know. So really quick, I'm going to demonstrate with tapping it onto my skin. So I'm going to use the clean side of the sponge, and then I'm going to start blending it from the back forward and tap, tap, tap. And again, I don't like smearing it, I like patting.
Doing a tapping motion makes it so it presses into the skin and you're not disrupting any of your other makeup.
Vibe, I decided to just put a little bit of blush like right here, like when you have a sunburn. So it kind of gives you that sun kiss. Let's finish the sun kiss vibe. So I'm going to use this brush from ABH because I forgot my other one. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be very light-handed and just tap it onto my skin. I have very high cheekbones and dimples, so that's why personally for me, I do like going on the front of my cheekbones, even though I know most people say don't do that, but in my case, because of my face shape and structure, I personally love it. I applied less product on my right side versus my left, and again, with the sponge, a sponge is always going to absorb more of the product no matter what it is. On my right side, I used a more, kabuki flat brush, soft but firm, and just tapping it out gives me a lot more fuller coverage, but still beautiful. Now I definitely look sunburned. I got it all the way close to my under eyes. So now let's move on to the setting powder. And I'm going to start off using the Alamar Cosmetics. This is the brightening brush. Now there's still a little bit of the Rare Beauty powder right here. I made sure it kind of like smeared into the bristles, and then I'm tapping off with the excess because I don't need that much powder.
Using a more precise, detailed brush makes it so that you can actually be more strategic and you can actually see the results.
Can you see the difference between here and here? So the light powder definitely helped brighten a little bit more, and it helped tone this down quite a bit.
So I tried zooming you guys in as best as possible because I wanted to show you guys exactly what I was seeing. As you can see, it really helped soften up my skin and give me that soft radiant appearance or soft matte. It also really just smoothed the under eyes, which I'm pretty amazed by. Since I have you zoomed in, I'm going to actually set the other eye and making sure I'm patting around my eye look. I'm also going to do the sides of my nose and my T-zone because I typically use the same powder, but as you can see, it really helped mattify while also keeping that soft radiant appearance.
Now, again, now both under eyes are done and my T-zone completely. Now, personally, I can notice this. I hope you guys can see it in the camera, but as you can see over here, it looks a lot more dewy, especially this side since I blended it out with the brush. And since I tapped over these particular, my T-zone with the powder, it definitely gave me more of a soft matte look. I love it. I love that. So far, my under eyes don't feel dried out and crepey. And for me, my under eyes are the most driest part of my face, basically my complexion. That's why I'm always so particular on what kind of powders to use here. There's only like 2 powders I can use typically, and within seconds it will tell me.
Now to do the rest of my face, I'm taking the BK Beauty 105 brush. It's their large powder brush, and I'm doing a pressing motion. And I made sure I swirled the powder so it absorbs in properly. This makes it so that I'm, again, pressing it in and it's not disrupting my makeup underneath or anything like that. It gives you a smoother appearance.
So for the powder, so let's talk about the powder really quick, you guys. So it is a very light coverage. The under eyes look beautiful. Overall, my skin looks great, but the only small part, which is, I'm pretty sure it's part of why they say it's not meant for those with dry skin, or it's not recommended for dry skin. So like here, and there, where I have my 3 pimples, and the ones on my chin in particular, because I had kind of picked at them earlier in the morning when I did my routine. But those in particular, they do look a little dried out around the pimple. And it could be something that goes away once I put a setting mist, no big deal. But it is something I would like to comment, because I'm pretty sure for those who have a lot more dry skin, like I used to have severely dried skin, that if I had dry patches, that's why I didn't wear powder for so long, because like everything right here would be just dried and it looked always creepy, you know? If you guys have dry skin and you have dry patches, it's definitely gonna catch in those areas, like right here. In my opinion, I would say it's a 4 out of 5 stars, but on my smile lines, my dimples, it's definitely showing right there. It's accumulating a little bit. Around my pimples, right there, it's definitely, kind of showing. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker, because I know these are not going to be all the time. For $22, and it helps with oil and shine, I don't think that's bad. Not for the bronzer stick, because the liquid blushes have been around for a year since the company launched, and they do have a beautiful formula. I think again this beautiful mauve tone is great for an everyday. But for the bronzer sticks, let's talk about that guy. Again, first thing, less is more. This side, on the left side, I went light-handed, a little bit more precise, and then I tapped it out with my dry sponge, and it came out a lot more refined and chiseled. And I really love how the effect look. It doesn't look muddy. It looks really stunning. And it went from a very dark, in my opinion, for my skin tone, it went from a dark, intense color, and it was able to tap out to a nice, rich, kind of sun-kissed look like they mentioned in their description. On the right side, yes, it's still blended out, but because I had to get assistance from the sponge, But on its own, I went in way too heavy-handed on my right side, and then trying to do the patting motion with my typically go-to brush for creams, and it made it a lot more muddy, and I ended up having a lot of product come downward this way. If you're someone like me that typically prefers a brush, I would say go in with less product and then be more precise, and maybe have a firmer brush. I'll continue to use it and testing it out with different brushes and see which works best. But for today, I will definitely say using a sponge, definitely one. And the price point's not bad. I mean, $23 is a pretty good price point. Again, I talk about the waterproof and all that stuff, but overall, I think it did a really great job. Now, when it comes to the shade range for the bronzer sticks, especially the gaps, I absolutely understand where everyone's talking about. Like, I honestly, for my family, like my other half of my family, I couldn't find shades for them. My daughter, yes, I was able to find her one, but I wouldn't be able to find many of my other relatives their proper bronzer sticks. So it's really a shame that they weren't thought of, you know, that the Black community was thought of in the beginning when it comes to choosing shades. If you would have had, in my opinion, at least 8 bronzer sticks with a decent gradient, starting where it started, but I heard that one was very orangey, but starting with 8 and a nice gradient, I think these would have been one of the most recommended products to kick off 2022. I don't know what happened, but at the end of the day, 5 sticks and the 3 medium to dark shades are so bipolar of each other, and the undertones don't really work for a good amount of people, that I really hope it's addressed, because it's either that A, the Black community was an afterthought again, or B, which I hope it's B, there's a manufacturing issue. I work in manufacturing, so I understand that right now, even when we want to launch with so many other things at the very end don't end up launching. Like, there's been other brands where they've had a darker shade, and then it says out of stock even at launch time because there was an issue with the shade being produced, or there was a delay in the freight. But it's something that we should be told what's going on, and hopefully it doesn't continue to be ignored. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you guys think about the brand new launch from Rare Beauty. Did anyone pick up the new bronzer, powder, or blushes? If so, let me know. Or is it something you're maybe interested in picking up? Again, I personally feel the price point is very good. The quality is great, and they're very beginner friendly. And if you're interested in picking up anything from Rare Beauty, I will have affiliate links down below, which are properly listed and stating affiliate, or if you'd like to purchase any of the products that I'm wearing today, I'll also have those linked down below. But let me know what you think, and if you guys are picking these up. Thank you all so much. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you guys are all starting off your new year with a bang. And also, let me know some of you guys' New Year's resolutions. I would love to know. Or goals. Let me know your goals. That's better. Let me know your goals. But anyways, thank you all so much. Take care. Be safe. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.